everyone. I hope you're having a lovely Thursday. Today, as your local lesbian, I'm going to be walking you through some of the perks of being a lesbian.
Hooray for Raleigh!
Some of these will also apply to other women who like women, like bi or pan girls, and I'm sure some non-binary folks might be able to relate as well. But I can really only speak from my experience as a huge lesbian.
You know when something is so ridiculous that you just completely lose the ability to even produce an actual laugh, like you're just kind of like producing oxygen that is hardly actually coming out?
I know I missed Pride Month by quite a bit, but honestly, in my life, every month is Pride Month. Comedy! So here's to a really fucking gay July. Also, happy 2018 to all my queers out there. I love you and you're doing great. Alright, so number one is you get to define your own roles in the relationship. Like when men and women are in a relationship together, there are certain societal expectations placed on them and kind of unspoken guidelines for how the relationship should work. Like the woman doing the cooking and cleaning and stuff. And even if you're aware of those roles and fight against them, they're still there. Like there's just so much expectation placed on you to fulfill your role, regardless of what it is you want to do.
Are you talking about being responsible in a relationship?
And don't get me wrong, I know plenty of women in relationships with men who are happy and thriving and have defined their own roles, and I hella support that. But there's a certain freedom in not having expectations on you from the start. Like when girls date girls, we don't have decades of movies and TV shows and books telling us how our relationships should work. And that's obviously a problem with like representation as a whole.
Have you ever tried looking at indie films or just local books from local bookstores?
And there should probably be more stories about all kinds of relationships.
Do you really need works of fiction to talk about gay relationships? Really? That's pretty pathetic, man.
The lack of any real documented mainstream experiences coming before us means that we get to start fresh. We get to define how our relationship works on its own terms. There aren't any expectations placed on us about who's going to do what. It's something we get to decide for ourselves, free of any societal pressure. And I love that.
Again, it's all about responsibility. If one person cooks, the other person should clean. If you're the last person to put a piece of trash on top of a trash bag that's filled to the brim, then take it out. If you're the last person to put a plate in a sink that's full of dishes, then do the dishes. You know, if the floor is dirty or if you see crumbs everywhere, fucking sweep it up. There should not be any expectations in a relationship. It's all about responsibilities. Just be a responsible person.
It just feels refreshing. I like that my relationships can be a blank slate and we can work on our roles within them together. Because there really is no man in a relationship between two women, despite how much straight people want to believe there is. And that's exactly what I mean, right? Like when straight people ask, who's the man in the relationship? That's because they can't imagine a relationship that's not founded on previous expectations and roles.
Meanwhile, in reality, they're really asking who is working all day and is bringing home the bacon to make sure that you guys have enough money to make sure you have a roof over your head, food in your cupboard, enough hot water going through your faucets, and plenty of electricity going through the outlets.
I just love not having to worry about that. And I'm not trying to shit on women and men who are in a relationship with each other. A lot of y'all are great. But I just know that those expectations are things that y'all have to be aware of, and I'm just glad I don't even have to, like, worry about it.
You're both in a car and you got a flat tire. Who changes that tire? You guys are fucked.
Speaking of which, number two is that I am so dang glad I don't have to date men.
Even though you weren't interested in men before you labeled yourself as a lesbian. Holy shit. Is this a joke? He's joking, right? It's gotta be a fucking joke!
Like, obviously, nobody has to date anybody. A straight woman could just choose not to date men and just be single.
And a straight man could choose not to date a woman and be single.
But I like dating, and I like being in a relationship, and I'm just so glad I have no desire to date men.
Well, good for you. How's this a perk again?
Like, I'm sure by now you've heard that saying that when a man and a woman meet up for a date, the man's worst fear is that she'll be ugly, but her worst fear is that he'll murder her, or something along those lines. And it's just like, that's so true.
Lifetime. Television for idiots.
Dating guys just seems not fun. Every time a girl shows me the messages men have sent her on Tinder, I'm just super fucking grateful I don't swipe for men on that app.
Whoa there.
It's fucking Tinder! Enough said!
For sure though, I respect the hell out of women who wade through all that shit in an attempt to find good ones. And obviously, it's okay to be attracted to men, I'm just really thankful I'm not.
Even though you were not interested in men before you labeled yourself as a goddamn female lesbian.
Number 3 is you get to kiss women. Have you seen a woman?
What the? How is that a fucking perk?
gorgeous. All of them. I am completely incapable of understanding how people cannot be attracted to women. Like, they're just fucking great. Kissing girls is great. I just love everything about women.
Except for the feminists. You may want to avoid those.
If there's an alternate timeline out there where I'm not attracted to girls, then I feel really bad for that version of me because what a tragedy.
Yeah, I can see that right now. You sitting in an alleyway, just slitting your wrist with a rusty potato peeler.
Girls are fucking magical. I'm really fucking gay. Number 4 is you can share each other's clothes and makeup and everything. Like, I know not only girls wear makeup, and shout out to all the boys out there who wear makeup. But you're like so much more likely to find girls who wear makeup than boys. And girls are also more likely to wear clothes you'll want to wear. Like, I steal my girlfriend's coat all the time. It's great and floofy and warm. Floofy. And fits me perfectly. Aside from that, we do have very different styles when it comes to clothes, so we don't share a lot. But we definitely steal each other's makeup sometimes, and we definitely end up sharing hair ties.
Okay, so it sounds like that you share, but it's limited. I mean, I don't see you sharing shirts or pants with Fiona because she's a bit bigger than you. You're the size of a twig. So I don't see how that fucking works.
And I just love that we have this communal stuff. Yes, my girlfriend's coat is communal now. I have decided this. Number 5 is you can relate to Elena from One Day at a Time, who is obviously the best character on that show. Is this just an excuse for me to talk about a TV show I love? Maybe. But Elena is great, and I will not hear any arguments otherwise. I love seeing her on screen and relating to her in so many ways, especially the scene where she walks in wearing like a plumber outfit and says she's a butch. So precious, so me, I love it.
I really can't see you in a utility belt because I can't even find you as a handy person. I doubt you even use a fucking hammer. And I don't see how putting a utility belt on saying, I'm butch, I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. Cause any women out there, they can be handy. You got women who do construction or they fix up cars. How is this a fucking perk? Anyone of any gender can be handy if they put the effort into it.
Number 6 is you get to wear flannel constantly, and it's not queer baiting. I mean, look, I'm wearing flannel right now, and it's perfectly acceptable. But if a straight girl goes outside in flannel, obvious queer baiting. We all know flannel is for the queers, and it's a look that we can pull off under, like, any conditions. I'm just happy we claimed such an iconic piece of clothing.
Shut! Flannel is the most general piece of clothing ever made, next to sweatpants. Anyone of any gender can wear it. Who the fuck cares? This is not a fucking park!
Number 7 is your sex is probably much better than straight people.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like, your opinion, man.
Obviously, straight people can have good sex, and queer people can have bad sex. But there's a lot of media that tells straight people how to have sex, and it often does so poorly.
I'm pretty sure the same would go for same sex, too. So?
Lesbians don't have as much of an expectation built up, and therefore have to figure things out on their own, which often means they get more creative and don't have, like, a default to fall back on.
Alright, fine. More power to them. They find creative ways to have sex, then go at it. I'm pretty sure straight couples, they're creative, too.
Plus, I've heard from DJ Khaled and, like, society in general that in straight sex, the man's pleasure is often seen as more important than the woman's. And that sucks.
Maybe because that women are more like Energizer batteries than men are, because you can keep going and going and going, but if we finish once, you know, we gotta wait before we can get back into the game. I think that's the issue right there.
At least queer girls usually know that both their pleasure and their partner's pleasure are important. If you want to learn more about queer girl sex, I'd recommend checking out Stevie Bobby's channel. I'll put a link in a card up here.
Stevie Bobby. Stevie Bobby. Why does that sound so familiar? I've heard that name. Oh shit! Now I know!
You heard of Bruce Jenner, right? Mm-hmm. We all know Bruce is a man. But he took the body part. Where you going?
I'm leaving.
Why are you leaving?
Because.
What?
Because what you're saying is extremely offensive and I'm not going to sit here for
What?
it.
Come and tell me why.
Nope.
You're running?
Yep.
But I thought you were open-minded. You're not open-minded?
Nope, what you're saying is hurtful and very dangerous.
But true.
Now, baby, please don't go.
Are you leaving?
Yep.
But I thought you were a strong woman.
Now, baby, please don't go.
If you think not standing for someone preaching hate is weak, then go for it.
Yeah, that's weakness.
Baby, please don't
Cool.
go.
Let's take a picture together before you go.
Nope.
Let's shake hands. Well, she left.
But anyways, number 8 is you get this awesome lesbian flag. Look at it. So many shades of pink. She is beautiful and magical.
Except the one in the very middle, which is fucking white, you retard.
Plus we get the rainbow flag as well. We're just swimming in cool flag.
Wait a minute, where's the black and brown, you fucking racist?
Number 9 is that you and your partner can fawn over the same people. Like, you can point out girls you think are attractive to each other and go see movies and rave about the amazing, gorgeous women in it. It's a real bonding experience that I feel like straight couples are missing out on.
And how the fuck would you know that? I'm sure there are straight couples out there that will find one particular person attractive and they equally agree on it.
Number 10 is that you can use the same bathroom. It sucks that in huge, busy places, men and women who are in a relationship together need to go to totally different bathrooms.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin. This is serious. I know. This really is the world's smallest violin. See?
A public bathroom should not be a fucking hangout. You go in there, you do your business, you wash your hands, and you get out, and hope to God you don't pick up any diseases in there.
And the women probably have to wait in a much longer line.
Citation needed!
That's just no fun. When two girls are in a relationship, we get to stick together. But really, y'all know I'm a huge advocate for gender-neutral bathrooms, and I think that's the solution we really need here.
In 2014, a sexual predator claimed to be transgender so he could assault women. In 2015, 2 boys abused the gender-neutral bathroom policy and filmed girls showering. The school was forced to reduce the amount of gender-neutral bathrooms temporarily. The purpose of this temporary measure is to provide a safe space for the women who have been directly impacted by these events and other students who may feel more comfortable in a single-gender washroom in the wake of these incidents. And only a few weeks ago, a man undressed in front of children in a girl's locker room at a swimming pool and refused to leave, claiming the new transgender law allowed it.
A trending story on Facebook this morning is from our state. Seattle Parks and Recreation is facing a first-of-a-kind challenge to gender bathroom rules.
According to Seattle Parks and Recreation, a man wearing board shorts entered the women's locker room and took off his shirt. Women alerted staff who told the man to leave, but he said, "The law has changed and I have a right to be here."
Target's new policy also chooses to ignore the victims of sexual assault who've come forward pleading against transgender bathrooms in other places. Victims of rape, assault, and abuse are pleading against transgender bathrooms, which they feel puts their children at risk. So progressive leftists, why don't you shut your mouth with your politically correct bullcrap and realize that you're putting others in danger? You aren't even helping trans people.
And with that, we come to a conclusion. The Pros and Cons of Being a Lesbian by Riley Justin Dennis. Holy shit, you know what that means? I just finished a video. I finally finished a complete Riley Dennis video I responded to. Holy fuck. Oh my god, this is like a milestone. I did it! I did it, guys! Oh my god, I gotta spread the word. I gotta talk to everyone else. Sinatra, Undoomed, Barry. I'll catch you guys next time. This is great! I'll see you later!
Meep, meep.